Welcome to Zion National Park.
Oh, that's good.
This is the beginning of the Narrows, the last stop on the shuttle, and it's just this amazing terrain. So maybe you can see behind me, and it's just gonna get more and more narrow. So basically what the Narrows does is you go to the very end of the cabin, you go to the very end of the canyon on the shuttle system, stop 9. And when you get off and the trail enters, it's a paved trail, I think 2 miles round trip, and it's called the Riverside Walk, where I think that means you walk along the river. And then at that point, the Narrows trail starts. And right now the water is about 114 CFM, which means that it comes up to about your waist. So a lot of these people that you'll see behind me have their wading gear, which is essential because the water is about 50 degrees. But we're gonna go to where the Narrows starts and just kind of check it out. It's our neighbors. What's going on? How far did you go?
Oh, not that far. Far enough to get cold.
What's that?
Far enough to get cold.
Is it worth going just a little bit further?
Oh, God, yeah. The land goes up to where that group of people is, but then from there on, it's river.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get wet.
You're gonna, yeah, it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what we come for.
Trying to get across, but there are these like waves. Like, how?
All right, so the boys decided that it would be a great idea if they just walked all the way over there and walked through the trail and not just played in the water, but they just kept going. So now, to go after them, and because it is super worth it, we have to go and get our nice dry shoes wet and cold to go after them.
Oh yeah! Triple or triple? Oh, Dad, we missed Wee Night. Yeah! Jesus, take Wee. I mean, take it from my hands. Okay, let's go. Dad, do you see the wet mark? I went up to here. Wow. It was up to my nipples. It was so cold. Ah, Mom. Sorry. It's terrible. My feet.
Well, the feet are numb now, so the 50-degree water has almost no impact whatsoever. So we went up until the kids got up to their quote-unquote nipples, and now it's time to go. Now we're turning around and go back. Definitely worth the hike. Wish we had more time, waders, to go way upstream. I think that'd be a ton of fun.
Warning! Stay on trail. You can fall off cliffs, and that will result to death. Stay back from cliff edges.
Yes, sir.
Observe posted warnings. Parents, watch your child.
We went on Emerald Pools today, hike, and when you go through this hike, about 0.6 miles in, you get to like this waterfall, and the water comes down from the cliff and it drops like on you, and it bounces off a rock and it goes on you, and you're walking through the water.
So this is a really good hike to see the different ecosystems in the park.
Yeah.
Because you start down at the riparian, at the river.
Okay.
So you see all the big cottonwoods, all the greenery, all the water-loving animals.
Yeah.
You go through in just a few hundred feet, the pinyon forest, all the short trees, kind of the desert plants. You see kangaroo rats, and you see prickly pear cactus almost immediately. And then you get up to here and you get back to some of the most delicate water-loving life in the hanging gardens and the seeps and springs where the water comes out. You get some flowers you don't see anywhere else here. So,
How long is the hike?
the hike is 0.6 miles to the lower from the lodge, so it's very quick. And then you can do a system of other trails from here. You can go another half mile up to the upper pool, or you can go a mile back to the grotto stop from here.
Cool.
So you have a lot of options here.
Awesome.
Zion National Park feels like a present left from ancient times. In fact, its name in Hebrew loosely translates to the highest, most spiritual point, and its formation is documented back to about 150 million years ago. Besides all the natural wonders in the area, beautiful hikes over 8,000 feet, and breathtaking views, there is this spectacular tunnel in one of the few roads that you can still drive that links the east side of Zion to places like Bryce Canyon and beyond. This tunnel was built starting in 1927 and was completed in 1930. It's over a mile long and must have had some very brave men forging its way, as it was no small feat. But it's the overlooks or windows that'll have you riding your brakes. In the beginning, these windows used to have parking spaces for people to enjoy the view, but really they were made as a convenience for the builders to throw out all the mountain debris as they moved closer to the end point. If you have an RV, they'll sell you a two-way ticket for about $15 for you to go through the tunnel. Your rig will take up the only 2 lanes of traffic there are due to height restrictions, so they'll stop traffic for you to go through safely. As you may have seen from our previous video, our rig is 53 feet, so we had to drop our trailer at the RV park before we could go through. The drive is amazing and made me wish for the old parking spaces to come back. After this drive, it was back to RV River Resort. Because we're so new at RV living and staying at RV resorts, our first impression of the park was a bit crowded. But now that we've had some other parks to compare it to, we really enjoy these community resorts. Everyone was so friendly, and the kids seemed to keep themselves busy riding their bikes, playing pool, swimming. It was so much fun to connect and talk with all of our neighbors. Stay tuned for next week when we travel to Bryce Canyon on our way to Yellowstone National Park, and then to Mount Rushmore.
I was asking Caleb what he thought would be the biggest obstacle traveling in a trailer across the country over the next 6 months.
You know, it's not hard being in Caleb's life, you know, very difficult. And it's just like I have to be in an RV with an amazing bed and seeing these views and with like all these stuff, but it's still like I feel non-complete. These are the obstacle courses, you know? We had to sell my BMX bike and get this mountain bike. We had to give away Suburban, now we had to get the truck. you know what I'm saying? Like connect, like eye to eye, mouth to mouth, ear to ear. You know,
I'm cutting you off.
and